To sort of fully understand how generative AI works, you have to understand that it's trained on what we have already produced.
You can see that reflecting into the way the AI understands the prompts.
The data that exists behind these algorithms has existed over multiple decades.
Years and years and years of images. It's going to take as many years to get an equilibrium.
We've seen a very narrow beauty standard for a long time in the fashion industry.
I have been fed working in the fashion industry for the past 15 years with perfect looking females. I'm not that used to sort of see a more diverse and a more broad perspective of what beauty could be.
We need to be active and we need to challenge all the norms that we see today when we create new algorithms or when we create new images, because all of that will be feeding into what's training the next generation of AI.
So I think it's really great to try to adjust the bias at the very beginning, because this is going to shape the new civilization we're entering.
The project with Absolut Vodka is about trying to breaking the bias and to showing a much more diverse and inclusive cast.
Let's not also forget that we're entering a society where everyone will be able to produce images. And that was not the case before. It was a certain kind of people, a certain group of people could produce images.
We feel like this is more of our responsibility as a brand to bring this to the forefront and, of course, not do it alone.
We all have an important role in breaking the bias. But I find that the consumer brands have an even larger role.
We need people that has a long-term agenda and a focus on changing the world. And we need brands that are brave enough to do that.
So obviously we need to feed the internet so that it can catch up to where we are.
The images that you see behind are the images that are represented in issue number 2 of Copy magazine. And it's a collaboration between us and Absolut Vodka.
Representation matters. And if you can see someone who has your hair texture, is your age, you might feel more connected to that brand.
We've championed the cause of inclusivity and diversity for so many years. It made sense for us to be talking about inclusivity and diversity in AI because, love it or hate it, it's here to stay.